This is my honest review of the Pet Playground's Max Dog Fence. We purchased it in May 2024 to contain our 2 Great Pyrenees and 2 Beagles. We live in a rural area, and we needed something secure and DIY-friendly that could handle large, strong dogs. Unfortunately, this system didn't live up to its promises. The fence arrived in several boxes, but there were no instructions and none of the parts were labeled. The only guidance we could find was a video online, which turned out to be for the basic version, not the Max version we ordered. After starting the installation incorrectly, we were eventually told to download a PDF, but the Max instructions were buried at the end of the document, easy to miss and poorly organized. Even with the correct instructions, they were vague, outdated, and referenced hardware that wasn't even included in our kit. The gate instructions mentioned 2 turnbuckles, but we only received 1. And since nothing was labeled, it took a lot of guesswork to figure out what went where. The polypropylene mesh was another major problem. It arrived folded and warped, with frayed edges and visible holes before we even started installing it. It couldn't be stretched properly, and the final result looked uneven and unstable. Not long after installation, our Great Pyrenees were able to pull the top mesh loose under pressure, and it didn't stop there. Eventually, even our Beagles managed to tear through the bottom portion of the fence and jump over it. We discovered them playing in the road after realizing they had escaped. That was the last straw for us. At that point, we knew we could no longer trust the system to keep our dogs safe. When we contacted the owner for support, he gave us a fix to reinforce the fence. But after reading other customers' reviews, especially those posted on Google Maps, we realized this is a common tactic. He gives you one fix after another, each one requiring more time and more materials, until you finally give up. There are many similar reviews from other unhappy customers, complete with photos of torn fences and failed installs, echoing exactly what we experienced. Other issues we encountered: Gripples loosened with minimal pressure, causing sagging, post sleeves didn't hold the posts securely, the gate wouldn't align properly and had to be zip-tied shut, and when we brought these concerns to the owner, we were met with dismissive responses. Instead of owning the issues, he kept referencing a grandma and granddaughter who supposedly installed the fence in one weekend. That story was repeated multiple times, and it felt condescending, especially given our remote location where hiring a handyman isn't even an option. We've since filed formal complaints with the BBB, the FTC, and the Connecticut Attorney General, not just because of the product's performance, but also because of the way our concerns were handled, and because so many other customers have had nearly identical experiences. This fence was marketed as strong, easy to install, and ideal for large dogs. In our experience, it was none of those things. The materials were flawed, the instructions were poorly written, and the customer service only deflected and deflected, never resolved. If you're thinking about buying this system, do your research. Read the reviews. Look at the pictures. And if your dog's safety depends on your fence, this may not be the system you want to trust.